In this video, we're going to talk about Llama Stack API, a composable building blocks to build intelligent, scalable AI solutions using Llama 3 models. The best part about this is that with this API, you can integrate it with a Python SDK, a Swift SDK, and Node and Kotlin, which can be used to help provide seamless integration with various Llama 3 models into your edge devices or normal devices. So let's get into it. By the way, I make similar videos like these on LLMs, machine learning, and other data science tools. So please feel free to subscribe. This video will be broken down into 5 different sections. We're going to talk about what it is, why is it necessary, comparing it to other packages. We're going to talk about how to get started with it in a simple way. We're going to talk about some potential features, including various SDKs, and also talk about some limitations of this application. Now, to start off with, Llama Stack API. It's a software developing kit. Now talking about Llama Stack API, it's a SDK, a client SDK that is both available through a CLI or various Python and other language-based SDKs. They allow to use agents, evals, inferencing, memory, synthetic data, and many others, including telemetry. So, as mentioned, this can be integrated with these various languages. Of course, most likely the most useful application will be through Python. But why are we talking about this? So usually when you are making a gen application or AI-based application, we tend to have to think about 4 to 5 different frameworks that are typically used together when it comes to deployment, serving, and agent frameworks. We typically use LLMs, deploying on on-premise or AWS servers, and various agentic frameworks like CrewAI and many others. This is where the Llama Stack API comes into place, where they are trying to have one-stop solution of creating various agentic apps, model evaluation into one centralized SDK, which helps developers save a lot of hours and time on learning different tools for one simple use case. Now, it is true that they are specifically focusing on the Llama models, so current Llama 3 models, previous Llama models, or future Llama models can be used in this specific stack, allowing for seamless integration and also minimal effort when it comes to maintaining those applications, which is amazing. They of course have integrations with various API providers like AWS Bedrock, Fireworks, Together, or Llama, and many, many more. And of course you can Dockerize it and scale it to as many instances you want. Now, talking about a quick start guide, we're going to talk about how to Dockerize it or how to use Docker to deploy it, and also building a simple RAG applications. Now, typically I make Colab examples and provide you guys with that, but because this is a very well documented quick start guide, so I thought why not just go through this specifically and give you guys on how to use it. So first thing, you will have to instantiate a Llama model. You can either do it using Llama or using a Llama Stack server using Docker. This actually uses an Llama under the bonnet to be able to use it. After doing that, you can use the Llama Stack client, a Python SDK, where you can use to serve the model, but also use it through the SDK to make various inferencing on. And with that said, you can also start building your RAG applications. Here is a simple RAG application provided from them, where you can use their own RAG pipelines to be able to configure for a use case. You can pass in different data sources, use the model you want, and start generating responses, which is quite nice. Now, what is interesting is that they have a really strong focus on evaluation. So how do you know the model is generating properly, and how do you know your model is working properly in your domain? And to be able to understand that, the interaction between the users and the model, it is crucial to know the observations that are happening between these two parties. So evaluation allows you to understand the interaction between the user and the model and how they're performing in your domain. And to do that, they have built specific pipelines for evaluations to be able to get the observations and then retrain the model. And I think that's one of the biggest selling point of this framework. And not only that, some features that I mentioned already is that they are allowing Swift, Node, and Kotlin, which means you can integrate it with your edge devices using small Llama models that is currently quite seamless, which is amazing. Now, let's talk about some limitations of this package. Now, of course, this is not all perfect. It's still a relatively new framework, and they just announced it, I should say maybe 5 months ago, if I'm not completely wrong. In my opinion, some of the improvements that can be made for this is that I saw little to no batch inferencing documentation, nothing about serving through quantization models or through VLMs for that matter. And also, currently, they do not support fine-tuning. I think it would be quite amazing if they had a special fine-tuning kit that can be used with Llama models. I think that would be huge in my opinion. So again, I think that is something that I believe they're working on, And this will be quite sweet and make this whole package kind of complete if they have everything that we typically need with these large language models. Alright guys, that's a quick video on Llama Stack API. I hope you found this video insightful. If you guys did, please feel free to subscribe. I make similar videos like these. Alright guys, hope to see you in my next video. Have a nice day.